I'm 32 this year, and I have to say my 30s has been some of the most wonderful years ever. And it's not like when I turned 30, something just clicked and changed. It was, I think, a gradual change of all the habits that I started building in my mid to late 20s that has led to a place where right now in my 30s, I'm so much happier, I'm so much more confident in myself, and I just feel better in general, mentally and physically. So today I want to talk about the 5 habits I started implementing in my life in my 20s so that I can feel my best self in my 30s. If you guys are new here, my name is Ava and I am the content creator behind Glow with Ava, where I talk about skincare and wellness, and I'm also the brand founder behind By Ava, where we focus a lot on inner beauty and feeling and looking your best for the inner glow and jello skin. And as background, I started my content creation journey about 5 years ago and really pursuing it full-time for 3.5 years now. And before that, I was in the finance industry in investment banking, hedge fund, and private equity for over 7 years. And it's been quite the change, and I love what I do right now. My 20s looked a lot different than it does in my 30s, where I am able to prioritize my health and my well-being because I am my own boss. However, I do feel like I do work more right now, but it's just more like a mental and physical shift and prioritizing things in my life that has made me a better person right now in my 30s. So the very first habit that I want to talk about is cut out your coffee, especially first thing in the morning, especially on an empty stomach. So in my college years and throughout my finance years, I drank like a grande to venti coffee every single morning. It was always with milk, but still, that was what I was injecting my body every single morning. And when you put coffee in your stomach, on an empty stomach, that immediately puts you into a fight or fight. So it naturally raises up your stress hormones and cortisol. There's so many studies behind this, and that fight or flight stays in your body throughout the day. So that's why you go through more bodily crashes. It messes up your hormones. And I truly think doing that along with birth control is what kind of messed up my hormones, which I'm still dealing with right now. And I used to be addicted to coffee, so I know how hard it is, but try swapping it out with matcha a couple of times a day. So now what I do is first thing in the morning, I try to drink a skin elixir that is filled with really hearty herbs, traditional Chinese medicine ingredients, and sometimes I'll even add like a milk like today, and it's going to be really good for your gut and your immunity first thing in the morning. Sometimes I'll have like a savory breakfast first thing, and then I'll switch over to a matcha or a skin elixir, and then if I really need it, an hour or two later, that's when I'll go for a coffee or a latte. Oh, this truly hits the spot. Second thing is I started incorporating vitamin C in my morning routine. And you know, when I was in finance, I didn't really even have that much time to put on skincare, let alone SPF or anything. To add on to that, I've really always had sensitive skin, so a lot of the vitamin C's in the market just never worked for me. It would purge my skin, I would get red dots everywhere, which made the cycle worse because I was like, I'm never gonna use vitamin C because my skin just hates it, and I didn't wanna have to cover that up with makeup every time. Until I came across this vitamin C serum from Goodall. I was in Korea at Olive Young, and they were talking about how this is really formulated for sensitive skin because it didn't include L-ascorbic acid, which is sensitive for a lot of people. This one is actually made of pure tangerine from Jeju Island to formulate this into a product. And by using real fruits, it makes it possible and suitable for all skin types. So this is one of my most empty K-beauty products because it's the one vitamin C that got me into actually liking vitamin C and getting my skin used to it. And truly, me, my mom, my grandma, we've all used this multiple times and we all love it. So after going in with 3 pumps of this vitamin C for both my face and neck, it just gives you that immediate glow. Then I'll also follow up with their vitamin C cream, which is a newer product, and this one is so cool because it contains encapsulated vitamin C. And the reason these are encapsulated capsules is because it allows the vitamin C to stay fresh as long as possible until you apply on your skin. This vitamin C duo gives you the dewy skin but also hydrates your skin all day, and I apply an SPF right after that to make sure the vitamin C even more potent. And that's another habit that I want to get into. I started wearing SPF religiously starting at age 25. That's a kind of a late start for someone who loves skincare, but that 25 to 26 was when I really started to prioritize my self-care in a way, with baby stuff from vitamin C and SPF and masking at night that allowed me to de-stress for my daily stressful life. Third, wow, we're really going deep into my life history, but I've always had gut issues. I didn't realize how bad it was because I just thought like not being able to go to the bathroom or like my stomach pains every day was just like normalized as part of my routine until I was in my private equity firm and I was complaining about my stomach aches to my coworkers, and they were like, that's not normal. So that's when I saw a GI doctor. I got diagnosed with SIBO, IBS, just every single kind of inflammation in my body. So after reading a lot of health books and like really educating myself and like watching my eating habits, that's when I really got into, you know, taking care of my gut. And one of the biggest things I did was really incorporating more cooked vegetables in my diet. So, you know, in finance, we would just go out to get salads for lunch and dinner just because that was like the healthier option, especially for such a sedentary job where you're not really working out. So, and I realized like having all these like green juices and salads was actually causing so much more havoc and inflammation in my body because it's really hard to digest these salads. So my GI doctor was telling me how Sweetgreen was like the worst thing I could do for my gut back then when it was so inflamed. Now I do eat more raw vegetables here and there, but cooked vegetables, first of all, are just so much more nutritious than raw salads. So whenever I could, I would try to eat cooked vegetables only. Because of that, I was able to actually get the greens in my system. And to this day, if I can, I will order cooked vegetables at restaurants and really limit the raw salads, or sometimes I'll get like harvest bowls instead that do a mix of raw and cooked vegetables. So try this and thank me later. Along with that period, I was also incorporating more fermented foods in my diet. So that's my fourth point. You know, fermented goods is in so many foods. Namely, kimchi is something that I grew up eating every day. I didn't honestly eat kimchi as much growing up because I couldn't eat spicy food, but I found better alternatives here, or my mom would make it less spicy. And it doesn't just end with kimchi. There's so many other fermented food options like sauerkraut, fermented pickles, fermented onions, miso, tempeh, kombucha, so many plenty of options that you can easily incorporate some fermented food in your diet every single day. And to this day, I do this every single day. And the last and most important point I want to talk about is I started saying no. And as someone who's always been a people pleaser, I just said yes to every single thing. Like, hey, you want to go to the grocery store? Hey, you want to pick this up for me? You want to do this project? Like, I said yes to everything and I was draining myself. And what I realized was I wasn't making time for the activities that actually brought me joy. I was just doing stuff just to please other people. And this is something that I tell myself every day. If it's not a hell yes, it is a hell no. So now if there's an event that doesn't truly excite me, or if it doesn't perfectly align with my schedule, I just simply say no. I will schedule, or I'll tell them, hey, this really isn't something that I can prioritize right now, and just be honest. And right now in my 30s, because I don't really truly care about what other people think about me, that's something that you will realize, hopefully. Now I'm like very comfortable saying, hey, I have my priorities. I just got back from a flight, or I have something important coming up. So I would really like to prioritize on myself. And I'm telling you, people are not going to be offended if you do that. And of course, I still get FOMO and I'm still learning, but one of the best gifts that I have received in my 30s is learning to see where I can spend my time in the right places. So with that, those are the 5 habits that I've implemented in my mid to late 20s to feel and look the best in my 30s. And of course, it is just going to be a continuous change, but hopefully more upwards from here as I learn about myself and also prioritizing my own self. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys want to see more videos like this on skincare, wellness, and etc., then please subscribe to my channel here below at Glow with Ava, and I will see you guys in my next video. Thank you.